Hello and welcome, friends, to Book So English. My name is Avanil. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever dreamed of speaking English confidently in just 30 days? I mean, imagine this. In 1 month, you can talk to anyone, anywhere, without fear, without hesitation. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the thing. It's not impossible. I know because I did it. And I want to share with you how I learned English in just 30 days. Not with expensive classes, not with boring grammar books, and not with magic. I used simple steps, smart tricks, and a lot of motivation. I want you to picture yourself 30 days from now. You're talking with your friends in English. You watch movies without subtitles. You understand songs. You feel proud of yourself. That is possible. If I, a normal teenager with average grades, could do it, then trust me, you can too. So today, I will tell you exactly what I did step by step. This is not just a story. This is your plan. Are you ready? Let's go. When I started, I was just like you. I knew some words. I could say hello and how are you? But when someone spoke fast, I froze. My brain wanted to translate every word into my language, and by the time I understood, the conversation had already moved on. I felt slow. I felt shy. And I hated that feeling. But one day I said to myself, enough. I'm going to change this. I'm going to give myself 30 days, just 1 month. I will focus on English every single day, even if it's just for 30 minutes. This was my first big decision, and that decision changed everything. The first thing I learned is this: you don't need to be perfect. If you wait to speak perfect English, you will never speak. Perfection is not the goal. Communication is. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay. People will still understand you. And every mistake is a step forward. So, on day 1, I made my daily English plan. My rule was simple. 1. Listen every day. 2. Speak every day. 3. Write something every day. 4. Review and repeat. For listening, I chose fun content, not boring news. I listened to short YouTube videos in English. I picked topics I liked: football, music, funny stories. I didn't understand everything, but I caught words here and there. And slowly, those words started to connect. For speaking, I talked to myself. Yes, it sounds funny, but it works. In the morning, I described what I was doing. I am brushing my teeth. I am making tea. I am opening the window. My mouth was learning the words. And when you say words out loud, you remember them faster. For writing, I kept a small diary. I wrote 3 to 5 sentences every day about my day. Today, I went to school. I met my friend. We talked about a movie. Simple sentences. But over time, I added more details. And the most important thing? I did not skip a day. Some days I was busy. Some days I was tired. But even if I only had 10 minutes, I still did something in English. Because 30 days is short. If you skip too much, you lose the magic. By the end of the first week, I noticed something amazing. My ears were getting used to English. Before, I had to think so hard to understand. Now some sentences felt automatic. I wasn't translating in my head as much. The second week, I started speaking with real people. I found language partners online. I told them, "My English is not perfect. I'm learning." And guess what? They were kind. They didn't laugh at me. They helped me. This gave me so much confidence. And here's a secret. In the first 2 weeks, I didn't study grammar. Not at all. I just listened and spoke. Grammar is important, but at the beginning, too much grammar can make you slow. I wanted my brain to hear English naturally, like a baby learning their first language. By the middle of the month, I was watching short English shows without subtitles. Did I understand everything? Number. But I understood enough to follow the story. That's the goal. You don't need 100% understanding to enjoy English. Looking back, I think the real key was daily practice plus motivation. Every morning, I reminded myself why I was doing this. I imagined my future self speaking English confidently. I imagined traveling, meeting new people, maybe even studying abroad. This picture in my head kept me going. If you're starting your own 30-day English journey, here's my advice. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and don't give up when it feels hard. In the beginning, your brain will feel tired. That's normal. You're training a new skill. But if you push through, you will be amazed at how much you can learn in just 1 month. Chapter 2. My exact 30-day English plan. After I made my big decision, I knew I needed a clear plan. A dream is nothing without action. If you just hope to learn English, it won't happen. You must have a plan and follow it every single day. So, I made my 30-day plan simple. No stress, no huge books, just small daily steps. Here is exactly what I did. Week 1. Building the habit. I started small. I didn't want to burn out. I knew if I tried to study for 5 hours on day 1, I would quit on day 3. So I made a rule, 30 minutes to 1 hour a day. That's it. And I split my time into 3 parts. 10 minutes listening. I chose short videos or podcasts for beginners. I didn't stop or repeat too much. I just listened and tried to catch words. 10 minutes speaking. I spoke out loud to myself. I described my actions, my feelings, my surroundings. I am wearing a blue shirt. I feel happy. I can hear the rain. 10 minutes writing. I wrote short sentences in my diary. Some days it was, "Today was sunny. I went to the park. I ate ice cream." Simple, but effective. By the end of week 1, my brain started to recognize common words automatically. I didn't need to translate "good morning" anymore. It felt natural. Week 2. Speaking more. In week 2, I made a big change. I started speaking to real people online. At first, I was shy. My hands were shaking. My voice was soft. But I told myself, it's okay to make mistakes. And after the first conversation, I realized something amazing. People didn't care about my mistakes. They cared that I was trying. This week, my daily plan looked like this. 15 minutes listening. I listened to slightly faster English. Sometimes I didn't understand, but that was okay. I focused on catching the main idea. 15 minutes speaking. I spoke to myself and also had a short chat with a language partner online. 15 minutes reading. I read short English stories for beginners. If I didn't understand a word, I tried to guess from context instead of running to a dictionary every time. At the end of week 2, my confidence doubled. I could hold a simple conversation without freezing. Week 3, no subtitles challenge. In week 3, I decided to test myself. I watched short videos in English without subtitles. The first day was hard. My brain wanted the subtitles. But I told myself, trust your ears. And guess what? After a few days, I understood more than I expected. My daily plan now, 20 minutes listening. No subtitles, just pure listening. I chose videos on topics I loved, like travel, food, and funny stories. 15 minutes speaking. I recorded myself speaking about different topics. Then I listened to my recording and found words I needed to improve. 15 minutes writing. I wrote about the videos I watched. Even if my sentences were not perfect, I still wrote them. By the end of week 3, I started thinking in English sometimes. Not all the time, but for small things like, I'm hungry or I need water. This was a huge step. Week 4, living in English. The final week was full immersion. I made English a part of my daily life. I changed my phone to English. I set my social media to English. I listened to English songs and tried to understand the lyrics. I even spoke to myself in English while walking outside. My daily plan was 30 minutes listening. Any content I liked. Sometimes podcasts, sometimes TV shows, sometimes YouTube. 20 minutes speaking. Conversations online, talking to myself, or practicing with a friend. 10 minutes writing. Quick journal about my day. By the end of the 30 days, I was a different person. I wasn't perfect, but I could understand everyday English much better. I could speak without freezing. I could write short messages easily. Most importantly, I felt confident. Why this plan works. It's simple. No need for big books or complex grammar. It's daily. Consistency beats long, random study sessions. It's active. I didn't just read or listen. I spoke and wrote every day. The big secret? Don't stop after 30 days. The 30 days is just the start. Once you see progress, keep going. Make English part of your life forever. Chapter 3. My Secret English Learning Tricks. When people hear 30 days, they think I must have studied 10 hours a day or learned hundreds of words in one night. The truth is, I just used smart tricks. These small hacks made my brain learn faster without getting bored. And the best part? You can use them too. Trick 1. Learn phrases, not just words. At the start, I made a big mistake. I tried to remember single words. For example, apple, eat, red. But when I wanted to speak, I didn't know how to connect them. Then I discovered something. Learning full phrases is much more powerful. Instead of learning apple, I learned I like eating apples. Instead of red, I learned my shirt is red. When you learn a phrase, you learn grammar naturally without studying rules. Your brain remembers the pattern, and speaking becomes faster. Trick 2. Repeat out loud. Repetition is the mother of learning, but not silent repetition. If you just read in your head, your mouth will not be ready when you need to speak. So, I repeat it out loud. If I heard a sentence I liked, I said it 5 times. For example, if I heard "How was your day?" I would say it like this. How was your day? Normal speed. How was your day? Faster. How was your day? Smiling. How was your day? Like I was angry, just for fun. How was your day? Normal again. This made my mouth and brain work together. Trick 3. Use the shadowing method. This is one of my favorites. I listened to short audio or video and spoke at the same time as the speaker. Not after, at the same time. In the beginning, it felt impossible. I couldn't keep up, but after a few days, my pronunciation and speed improved so much. For example, I watched a short YouTube video in English. I pressed play and I copied the speaker's voice immediately. Even if I didn't understand every word, I still copied the rhythm. Trick 4. Connect English to your daily life. This is a game changer. Don't just study English during study time. Make it part of your whole day. If you see a chair, think, "This is a chair." If you're eating, think, "I'm eating rice." If you're tired, say in your mind, "I feel tired." This is how babies learn their first language. They connect words with real life, not with translations. Trick 5. The 5 new words rule. I used to try learning 20 to 30 new words in one day. The next day, I forgot half of them. So I made a rule. Only 5 new words per day. But I use them many times in speaking and writing. For example, if today's new word was excited, I would say, "I feel excited today." I'm excited to watch this movie. Are you excited for tomorrow? By the end of the day, that word was part of my brain. Trick 6. Talk to yourself before sleeping. Every night before bed, I took 2 to 3 minutes to talk to myself in English about my day. I didn't care if my grammar was perfect. I just spoke. This told my brain, English is important. And I believe my brain worked on it even while I was sleeping. Trick 7. Don't be afraid of mistakes. This is not just a trick. It's a mindset. In the beginning, I was scared to speak because I didn't want to sound stupid. But then I realized, mistakes are proof that you are trying. If you never make mistakes, it means you are not learning anything new. I started thinking of mistakes like stepping stones in a river. Each mistake took me closer to the other side. Trick 8. Fun first, grammar later. In my first 30 days, I didn't open a grammar book. Why? Because grammar slowed me down. I wanted to get used to the sound and feel of English first. Once I could speak simple sentences, then I started learning grammar slowly. If you start with heavy grammar, you will get tired and bored. If you start with fun, you will fall in love with English, and grammar will come naturally later. Trick 9. Listen to the same thing many times. Many learners make this mistake. They listen once and move on. But listening again is powerful. The first time, you catch maybe 30% of the words. The second time, 50%. The third time, 70%. Each time, your understanding grows without extra effort. I use this with my favorite videos. I watch them again and again. By the third time, I could even predict the next sentence. Trick 10. Make English your friend. This is the most important trick. Don't think of English as a subject you have to study. Think of it as a friend you want to spend time with. When I changed my attitude, learning became easier. I wanted to listen. I wanted to speak. I wanted to spend time with my friend. By the end of 30 days, these tricks made a huge difference. I didn't just know English better. I enjoyed it more. That's why I tell everyone, if you make learning fun and natural, you will learn faster than you ever thought possible. In the next chapter, I'll share how I stayed motivated every single day, even when I was tired, busy, or felt like giving up. This is the part that most people miss, and it's why they stop before they reach their goal. Chapter 4. How I Stayed Motivated for 30 Days. Many people start learning English full of energy. Day 1, they are excited. Day 2, still good. But by day 5, they feel tired. By day 10, they stop. This is normal. Learning a language is not only about your brain, it's also about your heart and your mind. If you don't have motivation, you won't finish. In my 30 days, there were many moments when I felt lazy. Some days I didn't want to listen to English. Some days I wanted to watch movies in my own language. But I didn't stop. Why? Because I found ways to keep my motivation strong every single day. Here are the exact things I did. Motivation. Tip 1. Remember your why. On day 1, I wrote down my reason for learning English. My why was simple. I wanted to speak with people from other countries, travel without fear, and maybe one day study abroad. I kept that paper on my desk. Every time I felt tired, I read it again. Your why can be anything. You want a better job. You want to make friends online. You want to understand movies without subtitles. But it must be clear. If you don't know your reason, you will quit when it gets hard. Motivation. Tip 2. Track your progress. I had a small notebook where I wrote what I did every day. Day 1. Watched 10 minutes of English video. Day 2. Spoke for 15 minutes with a partner. Day 3. Wrote 5 sentences. Seeing the list grow made me feel proud. It was proof that I was moving forward, step by step. Motivation. Tip 3. Celebrate small wins. You don't need to wait until you are fluent to feel happy. I celebrated every small improvement. The first time I understood a whole sentence in a video without subtitles, I smiled for hours. The first time I had a 3-minute conversation without freezing, I told my friends. When you celebrate, your brain gets happy and you want to keep going. Motivation. Tip 4. Mix fun with learning. If I only studied from boring books, I would quit. So I made my learning fun. I watched English YouTubers I liked. I listened to English songs I loved. I even played simple games in English. When learning is fun, you don't feel like it's hard work. You look forward to it. Motivation. Tip 5. Find an accountability partner. I told my best friend about my 30-day challenge. I said, "Please check if I'm still studying every day." Sometimes she would message me and ask, "Did you practice today?" Just knowing someone was watching kept me honest. If you don't have a friend for this, you can join an online group of English learners. Post your daily progress. Other people will encourage you. Motivation. Tip 6. Visualize your future self. Every night before sleeping, I imagine myself speaking English fluently. I saw myself traveling, ordering food in another country, talking to new friends. This picture made me feel excited. Your brain likes stories. When you imagine your future, it feels more real, and your motivation grows. Motivation. Tip 7. Accept that some days will be hard. Not every day will be perfect. Some days I was tired. Some days I was bored. But I promised myself, even on bad days, I will do at least 10 minutes. That's it. Once I started, I often ended up doing more. The trick is to keep the chain going. If you skip one day, it's easy to skip the next. But if you do something small, you keep the habit alive. Motivation. Tip 8. Avoid comparing yourself to others. One day, I watched a video of someone who spoke perfect English after 6 months. I felt bad. I thought, I'm not as good as them. But then I realized, everyone has their own speed. Comparing will only make you feel worse. Instead, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. If you are better than yesterday, you are winning. Motivation. Tip 9. Change your environment. I put English around me everywhere. My phone was in English. My wall had sticky notes with English words. My music playlist was in English. This way, even when I wasn't studying, I was still learning. When English is part of your world, you can't escape it. And that's a good thing. Motivation. Tip 10. Reward yourself. I promised myself a small reward if I completed 30 days. It wasn't big, just a nice meal at my favorite place, but it made me excited to reach the finish line. You can reward yourself with anything you like. New headphones, a book, a day off. Rewards tell your brain, good job, let's do it again. The truth about motivation. Here's the truth. Motivation will not always be there. You will not feel excited every day. That's normal. The key is discipline, doing it even when you don't feel like it. But discipline grows when you see results, and results come from daily action. So in a way, motivation and action are connected. You start with a little motivation, you take action, you see progress, and that progress gives you more motivation. It's a circle. By the end of my 30 days, I was proud not only of my English, but also of my discipline. I proved to myself that I could start something and finish it. That feeling is powerful. In the next chapter, I'll tell you exactly what happened to my English after 30 days. The results, the surprises, and the lessons I learned that I still use today. Chapter 5. My results after 30 days and the lessons I learned. The 30th day came faster than I expected. I still remember sitting at my desk that morning thinking, wow, I actually did it. No skipping, no quitting. 30 days of daily English. But what surprised me the most was not just my progress. It was how much my confidence had grown. Let me be honest. I was not fluent after 30 days. Fluency takes more time. But I was so much better than day one that it almost felt like magic. Here's what changed for me. I could understand everyday English. Before, when I listened to English videos, I caught one or two words. After 30 days, I could understand the main idea of almost everything I listened to, especially if it was about topics I enjoyed. I still missed some words, but I didn't panic. I just guessed from the context and kept going. 2. I could speak without freezing. This was my biggest fear in the beginning. Freezing in the middle of a conversation. But by the end of the challenge, I could have a 5 to 10 minute chat without long pauses. Sometimes I made mistakes, but I didn't stop to think too much. I just spoke, and people understood me. 3. I could think in English. Not all the time, but many small thoughts in my day came in English. I'm hungry. This is beautiful. What time is it? This is important because it means your brain is starting to use English naturally, without translation. 1. My vocabulary was bigger. Thanks to my 5 words a day rule, I learned 150 new words and phrases in 1 month. 2. And because I used them in speaking and writing, I remembered them easily. 5. I enjoyed English more. Before this challenge, English felt like a school subject. Now it felt like a part of my life. I looked forward to listening to English videos, chatting with language partners, and reading simple stories. Learning became fun. The lessons I learned that you can use too. Lesson 1. Consistency beats everything. You can study for 5 hours once a week and still make less progress than someone who studies 30 minutes every day. Small daily actions grow into big results. Lesson 2. Confidence comes from practice. No book, no teacher, and no YouTube video can give you confidence. Only practice can. The more you speak, the more you believe in yourself. Lesson 3. Mistakes are your friends. I made hundreds of mistakes in those 30 days, and each mistake taught me something new. Don't be afraid of them. Welcome them. Lesson 4. Fun learning lasts longer. If you enjoy your learning, you will keep going. If you hate it, you will quit. So find ways to make English fun for you. Lesson 5. Motivation grows with action. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now, even with low motivation. When you see progress, you will feel more motivated to continue. My message to you: If you are watching this and thinking, I can't do it, I want you to stop right now and remember my story. I was just a normal teenager, not a genius, not living in an English-speaking country. But in 30 days, I changed my level, my confidence, and my future. If I can do it, you can too. The only thing you need is a plan, daily action, and the belief that you are capable. What to do now? If you want to follow my exact steps, start your own 30-day challenge today. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need expensive courses. You just need to start. Here's a simple action plan. 1. Make a clear daily schedule. Listening, speaking, writing. 2. Learn 5 new words or phrases each day. 3. Speak out loud every day, even if you are alone. 4. Listen to English without subtitles regularly. 5. Keep going for 30 days without skipping. Your future is waiting. Imagine yourself 1 month from now, speaking with more confidence, understanding more English, and feeling proud of your progress. That version of you is real. You just have to start today. Final words from Avenel. Friends, this is not the end of your journey. This is just the beginning. English is a tool that will open doors for you. New friends, new opportunities, new adventures. But you have to take the first step. So, let's do this together. Start your challenge today. Come back in 30 days and tell me your results. I believe in you. And I can't wait to hear your success story. Thank you for watching Bookso English. This is Avenil, wishing you happy learning and a powerful English journey ahead.